What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Young Phillip, and I'm back with another video for y'all today. And before we get started, I would like for y'all to click the like button down below, giving it thumbs up, and make sure y'all click that subscribe button, but make sure y'all click the bell so you can be notified, don't miss any of my videos. Today, I'm doing another versus battle, but this time around with game systems. I'm going to do Nintendo 64 versus the Gamecube. So, without further ado, let's begin. For those of y'all that probably don't know what a Nintendo 64 is, it's one of the most iconic Nintendo game systems of all time. Like, they came out in 1996, and one of the most notable games that came out on that system is the popular Super Mario 64. That's one of the illest game systems, or better games right there, that you could play when you was young and whatnot. What was fun about that one, that was the game where you gotta save the princess, do everything you can so you could beat the game. Yeah, the 64 left a whole lot of memories to a bunch of people worldwide. Like, if you didn't play 64 in your childhood, then your childhood is gonna be forever, like, it's gonna be dry and dull. Because last time I checked, everybody had a good childhood if you played the 64. That's the best console right there. What made me love the 64 was like the Rumble Pack, and you could like save games, so you don't have to go through all the time of having to start over, have to keep redoing the same thing you did the day before, and you're going to keep on redoing that same checkpoint that you stopped at, so you could have a little break and whatnot. Yeah, you don't want to go through that type of struggle ever. What was also memorable about having a Nintendo 64 is like whenever you feel like the game wasn't working, you always got. I know they say on the back of the cartridges that you shouldn't blow at the bottom. It still worked. I do. I still do that to this very day. I still blow on the bottom of the cartridges of the Nintendo 64 games, so I can make sure my game is in working condition. Like, I'm not trying to play a game and the game stop working. And what was another fun moment about the 64 was like they had games that involved 4 people to play. Like, it could be days you could play with 2 people or 3. But then you had a 4 person. Yeah. That's when it's a whole competition down the line. Boy, oh boy. That's a childhood right there. And I still got a Nintendo 64 to this very day, as we're speaking right now. Still got a Nintendo 64. Like, it never left my side. And I decided to make a promise to myself, I'm never going to leave the Nintendo 64 alone. That's one of the illest game systems of all time. It might have a little bit of horrible graphics, only because it was in the 90s and we were stuck to the 3D graphics that they could come up with, basically. It sold over 1 million units worldwide. Like, million units worldwide. It could outsell more than anything else in this world. It was the biggest product since TV was made. The buzz on the Nintendo 64 was that strong. Now let's talk about the GameCube. Wait, before I get to the GameCube, I want to talk about a little bit of the eras with having a 64. The era with having a 64 is when it start messing up and certain games will freeze on you while you playing. That's one of the biggest cons of having a 64, is when you playing a game and all of a sudden it just freezes. And then next thing you know, you might have an overheating 64. That's one of the worst of them all. That's the worst of the worst. Have your game system overheat like that. Now for the 64. Not 64. GameCube. I'm sorry, y'all. My mind's all over the place today. But anyway, Nintendo GameCube. If y'all didn't have the GameCube, then your childhood is for real messed up and totally screwed. Everybody should know it's just like the 64. 4 people could play a game. You can have 2 people, 3 people play with you, whatnot. It's gonna be competitive. It's gonna be really competitive. What was fun about the Gamecube was that when they introduced the memory card for that system, and when they started, they stopped doing the cartridges for Nintendo. They started doing the game disc like the PlayStation doing, Sega doing, and whatnot. And Nintendo GameCube, they improved when it came to graphic wise, and when they released certain games, it had good gameplay. Like it had a bunch of games that you want to play all over again. And I think they try to have online gameplay for the GameCube. I was like, how we gonna play online and we don't know where, like, how we gonna do it? It's gonna be difficult. But to me, the fun part about having a GameCube was like certain games that I grew up off of. Like, even if I grew up off of Mario Kart Double Dash and Super Smash Brothers Melee, the Star Wars, the Clone Wars, the Soul Calibur 2s, the Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, and let's just go on and go on. Like, if you ain't see that top 10 Nintendo GameCube, you might want to take a look at that one too. Yeah. But what I liked about the GameCube is that you had the memory card. That was a good part. But some of the bad part is like you already got a lot of games on one memory card, and when you get more new games, it's like you can't add any more else to the memory card because it's gonna take up a whole lot of space up on the memory card. Like you need to like get you a whole gang of memory cards so you can have the other games on that memory card. You know what I'm saying? That's like the big thing right there. That's like real difficult. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the real struggle right there. No, the real struggle is if you didn't have a memory card and you playing a game and you just beat it, the struggle was for real. And you had to wait until like people started posting all the gameplay, like the story mode of a game that they got on the GameCube onto YouTube, and you had to figure out how to do this, how to do that. Yeah, that's the real struggle right there. But you're gonna have to learn how to do it on your own without having to need to go onto the internet and have to watch how they do it. That's the struggle right there. But yeah, if you didn't go up off of systems like the 64 and the GameCube, you completely fried right there. What also I like about the GameCube is that they had a little mic, and that was only for this game called Mario Party 7. That was like a party game right there. That was a party game right there that you could play. That game is still fun, and I still play it to this very day. And I don't care who don't like it. It's my decision and my choice. Yeah. But that game, y'all gotta try it out. The GameCube, try it out. Nintendo 64, super try it out. And get some of those games I got that I put down as top 5. And I like how they switched up on the controllers for the GameCube, because they have like 2 little sticks now. They got the center stick, which is basically yellow, and then they got the regular joystick from the previous Nintendo. And then they have the Z button in purple. It's going to be like right next to the R button. Yeah. The GameCube and the 64 are my childhood memories as well. Not just the PlayStation, Nintendo as well. It also played a part in my childhood. And the GameCube is the definition of an antique. For those of y'all that think the GameCube is not an antique, please pimp slap yourselves. Just pimp slap yourselves with some baby powder. And that's about it. Anyway, I'd like to say thank y'all for tuning into today's video. I would like for y'all to click the like button, give it a thumbs up, and make sure y'all leave a comment down below and click that subscribe button. But make sure y'all click the bell so you can be notified and don't miss any of my videos. Don't forget to add me on Instagram at YoungPhilip_00, and don't forget to add me on Snapchat at Ryan361005, and don't forget to add my new TikTok at YoungPhilip00. And with that being said, I'm out.